Hello physical fiends. I have to say, in terms of physical imports on the Nintendo Switch, it's been a bit quiet this year so far. There's been some nice imports, but nothing that has drove the masses to go all out and buy the same game. In fact, in an unusual turn of events, the PlayStation 5 very much has the biggest imports this year so far, with Venus Vacation Prism and Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, by far and away outselling any Switch import exclusive. But I think that's gonna change. I am currently working on an upcoming imports video with all the games to potentially import, but after I was writing it, something did stick out to me. The fact that this year might not be so bad after all, because there are some really big imports coming to the Nintendo Switch, and I am going to highlight the few that I feel could be the biggest, the import essentials. Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, is arriving very soon, not only on Switch but PS5 as well, and I think many people may be unawares that it's going to be an import exclusive because it did have a placeholder in Europe, but that changed once the game went multi-platform, and one would assume Nintendo dipped out of distribution responsibilities. So, right now, at this moment, the only way to pick up this hotly anticipated release is via importing it from Japan. And it will have English. It's an RPG with cozy life sim elements, definitely one that crowd can get into, but it's also going to be a solid game for those who aren't really into that scene, such as myself. It is a game with a good balance. The original game was a cult hit on the 3DS, and I anticipate this will be similar in nature as you swap job classes on the fly. SaGa Frontier 2 Remastered has a good chance of becoming one of the biggest imports not only of this year, but also of all time. Firstly, because it's a JRPG, they are always top imports to keep an eye on. Plus, the previous game in the series, SaGa Frontier Remastered, is in the top 10 of all time Switch imports. In fact, it's number 10. And while I didn't like this game as much, it is still fantastic, as you'll find out if you watch my video about it. Beautiful art style, interesting story progression with a dual protagonist structure, all-round fun time if you're into classic Square JRPGs from the late 90s and early 2000s. Super Robot Wars Y is always going to be a big import. The other games in the series available on the Switch are very popular imports, and most of those were ports of older games. This is a brand new entry in the franchise, the first since Super Robot Wars 30. Now, I love these games even though I haven't got a clue about who is who. I've never heard of most of them. I just don't have the time, means, nor inclination to get to know all of the mech and anime stuff, but give me a strategy game where they blow each other up in epic fashion. I am all about that. Currently, the details of the English aren't known for the Chinese or Japanese physical releases, but the Southeast Asian one, the one in Singapore, that one definitely does have English for sure. And if you want that, the one with English, or any of the other games in this video, please consider using the purchasing links down below in the description and pinned comment. That is definitely the best way to support this channel and what I do to provide useful content for you guys. If you purchase from VGP, you can get free worldwide shipping on orders over 75 Canadian bucks. That's slightly over 50 American dollars. If you purchase from Play Asia, you can get 5% off with my code Jordan2025. Thank you so much. Hyper Dimension Neptunia Rebirth 1 is a huge release from East Asia Soft, especially considering this game was pretty much dead in the water for an English physical release. If you watch my video about it, you'll know that Nintendo pretty much rejected it and it was cancelled due to their new policy updates on what kind of content is allowed. However, East Asia Soft, in partnership with Play Asia, found the loophole to get us an English release on Switch. There is a standard edition, as well as a collector's edition, and it's a JRPG in a niche but loved series. Personally, I'm not much of a fan, but I'm also not a fan of Nintendo trying to censor games for no real reason, especially when there is much worse things allowed on the platform before. This is going to be East Asia Soft's biggest exclusive in a long time. I can't even think off the top of my head what the competition would be. Maybe Moro Crystal H, or maybe 7 Pirates H. Either way, this is going to be a big release. Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Now, this is not a proper exclusive import since Limited Run did this in North America, but in terms of worldwide appeal, this has grounds to be a very, very popular import. It's releasing in Japan for a very cheap price, and it has English. SaGa fans will be quite happy about that, and I am happy to see the legendary ninja return. Side-scrolling action from Dot.emu, it's very promising in many ways. Fuga, Melodies of Steel 1, 2, and 3 are releasing quite soon at the end of this month. Maybe on the more niche end of popular, but these games do have a big cult following. Many of them have been begging for a physical release for years, including myself. I think these games are great, and since they were first announced, it was one of the biggest pre-order clamorings I've ever seen. People went nuts, especially for the collector's edition, which has a little tank that comes with it. You get all 3 games together, or you can purchase them individually. The games themselves are RPGs, not your standard kind. They're very close-knit narratives with you and your tank crew with strategy-type battles. They're made by CyberConnect 2 and are part of the same universe as the Tail Concerto and Solotorobo series of games. CyberConnect 2 are a very competent team that are usually for hire for whatever Bandai's latest anime game is, but this is them stretching their own creative wings, and I really hope it succeeds. I can't wait for this one. And there we have my picks for the biggest imports we know that are coming out for the rest of this year. Obviously, there may be some more stuff, we just don't know about them yet. Pretty soon, maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday, I will give you a full fat list of every import coming up that we know of, but these ones are the ones pretty much everyone should keep an eye on. If you want to purchase any of them, please do so via the links in the description. And if you are new here and you like physical media, do yourself a favor and subscribe. The bigger this channel is, the more publishers will pay attention to the demand for physical media, which is what we need right now, okay? So do yourself a favor, do the community a favor, and subscribe. And also, have a fantastic day.